The Zero Draft serves as a rallying call for global collective action for our planet through various interventions such as the reduction of plastic produced, elimination of problematic and short-lived plastics, investments in solid waste management policies, and a just transition by integrating workers, especially in the informal settings, to ensure that no one is left behind in the shift from a linear to a circular model of plastic life cycle management. The ambition for the Zero Draft is a welcome signal that the world is one step closer to ending plastic pollution, one of the biggest contributors to the triple planetary crisis. I commend the committee for your inclusive approach and incorporating the views of diverse stakeholders. This draft is a product of true environmental multilateralism. I would like to affirm Kenya's commitment to ending plastic pollution. We demonstrated this commitment with a ban on the manufacture and use of polythene bags in 2017, followed closely in 2020 with a ban on single-use plastics in protected areas such as national parks, forests, and beaches. Further, in July 2022, Kenya enacted the Sustainable Waste Management Act, which made our country the first in the world to subject all products, including plastics, to extended producer responsibility. We know this is not enough, and we are ready to play our part in the elimination of plastic pollution. Nobel laureate Wangari Maathai, a daughter of our own soil, taught us the principle of the hummingbird, which is essentially beginning to do the work bit by bit until it is done. I thank the African Ministerial Conference on Environment for proposing that the UNEP headquarters in Nairobi be the host of the Secretariat for the Plastic Convention. The chairman of Intergovernmental Negotiating Committee in the synthesis paper to be considered at this meeting has also seconded this idea. I humbly ask members, states, to support this proposal to host the Secretariat at UNEP headquarters here in Nairobi. And I'm saying this because we have been very generous. Many of the environment treaties that have been agreed upon in the past have gone to other destinations, which is something we value. But because UNEP today has grown and we need some grandchildren here, and one of them is going to be this treaty once it's agreed upon. It is now time for investors, multinational corporations, and technology companies to shift strategic investment to reduce their plastic waste footprint. We call upon producers and innovators to rethink plastic products and packaging to reflect the principles of reuse, refill, repair, and repurpose for exploring alternative options such as non-plastic substitutes, alternative plastics, and plastic products that do not have negative environmental, health, and social impacts. I invite innovators to come and invest in Africa because the continent has natural resources that can be used for planet-friendly alternatives. This is an opportunity for African plastic alternative industries to become market leaders and drive economic growth and transformation on our continent, create jobs, create opportunities, unleash the huge potential that exists in our continent. Innovation has moved humanity forward for centuries, helping people overcome numerous threats and challenges. The elimination of plastic pollution is a threat that demands innovation. This is the reality and challenge that industry and private sector must accept and look for opportunities in other alternatives. The world is in need of alternatives and ways of making plastics circular. This calls for investment in mechanisms to make technology transfer and transformation easy and possible. As we begin this third session of the Intergovernmental Negotiating Committee, I urge all the negotiators to recall that 2024 is only 6 weeks away and only 2 other meetings to go. I reiterate my confidence in your ability to get this done, to repay the faith humanity has placed on you to deliver this moment in history, to chart a path forward for the planet and people against one of the biggest threats we have ever faced. To deal with plastic pollution, humanity must change. We must change the way we consume, the way we produce, and how we dispose our waste. This is the reality of our world. Change is inevitable. This treaty, this instrument that we are working on is the first domino in this change. Let us bring it home, because in any case you are at home. Let the change begin. Thank you very much.
Let Africa lead the way. African nations like Kenya and Rwanda and many others have led.
Using single-use plastic have shown that it is entirely possible. For over a decade, this has been in place in a number of countries. African businesses have innovated in spaces like mobile money. We see this here in this country. And Africa is a continent of natural resources that can be used for planet-friendly alternatives and substitutes to plastic. Friends, the coming days will be crucial, and it's in your hands. INC3 must be a strong next iteration, a strong next iteration of the draft and a mandate for the chair to get ready for the next round of negotiations in Ottawa with that next iteration ready. So I ask that you embrace the Nairobi spirit, that you embrace this beautiful country that we are so proud to call our home, that you are ambitious, that you are innovative, that you are bold, and that you use these negotiations to hone a sharp and incisive instrument so that together we can carve a better future free from plastic pollution. Thank you.
She's the one making all the magic happen. Okay. Come back. Well, she needs to give a small, just to tell you a little bit about what's in. And so now this is the first time that people are seeing the suggested paper called the zero draft. Okay. Yeah. Zainab is doing amazing. It's very good. For us, we're happy that you
and Commander-in-Chief of the Defense Forces of the Republic of Kenya to provide his opening remarks. Your Excellency, you have the floor.
For the third session of the Intergovernmental Negotiating Committee, gasping for breath, all ecosystems, terrestrial and mixed, but all diversity of life on our planet hangs in a balance of heart diseases and aggravating respiratory problems us on, and hopefully brings us all. Let me begin by expressing it was here in Nairobi that in March last.
To start off this session, I would like to invite our Executive Secretary, Mr. Ruto, to have the floor. Allow a 5-minute break for our dignitary.
Say hello to that young one.